So to begin, our objective is to apply visual organizational strategies to create a work of art that clearly communicates an idea. Now, since we're just talking about color, it's difficult to apply visual organizational strategies because color is an element of art, not a principle. Elements of art are arranged according to the principles of the design to create good compositions, right? What we can do with simply the element of color is clearly communicate an idea. It turns out color is really, really good at communicating emotion. Here's your vocabulary. I'd like you to write it down in the very back of your logbook. I'm going to do my best to figure out how to post a link on the bottom of the video and also have supplemental materials in Google Classroom. So you'll have access if you're on YouTube or Google Classroom to these vocabulary words and the definitions. So if you're the type of person who wants the definition first, you can go click on that link, copy your vocabulary words and definitions down. If you would rather challenge yourself and see if you can pick up the definitions throughout this video and then check your work with that resource at the end, you have my blessing. I'm also going to have these words and their definitions taped to the turn-in table at the front of our room. So, vocabulary helps us communicate. That way you can tell me what you're getting, what you're not getting, and what you really love. We've got color theory, color wheel, color family, primary, secondary, warm, cool. I'd like you to pause for a second here. Let's look at primary and secondary. Is there anything that you know about these words that you've run into in history? And if you have, how do you think it translates to color? Your last word is idiom. You'll notice I have a big space under here because it's not an art word, it's an English word. Idiom is a literary term. It describes a combination of words that have a different meaning than their literal translation. So for example, I'm feeling blue today or tomorrow is an idiom. I don't actually feel like the color blue. I don't look blue. My skin is nothing but the skin of a very white person, not blue, right? But if I tell you that I'm feeling blue, you probably know that I mean I'm feeling sad. Okay, let's move on to the garage. Alright, so this is the garage. It's where I come to make art. You'll notice it's a total mess because we haven't set it up yet, but it's a nice spot to come and be messy. Dogface usually hangs out with me. He might bark at the neighbors. We'll find out. Okay. So this is my palette. You guys will also have a palette. How did I get this on there before? But yours will be made out of your plastic tub, this guy. So what's really nice about these, you can take the lid off, you can mix your colors on the lid, and then you'll put your water in the bottom of your tub so you can use it to wash your brush off, and then you can mix all of your colors over here, and then when you're finished with your palette you'll just dump the water out and snap the bottom onto the top, which will keep your paint from drying up, so all those beautiful colors that you worked so hard to mix will be good to go tomorrow. And then they're going to go into the cabinet marked with your period. Alright, so that's your palette. This is my palette. You're also going to need a palette knife or a paintbrush. If you use the paintbrush, you'll definitely need water in your tub. If you use the knife, you can get by with a paper towel. I really like using the knife because I can just wipe it off with a towel. See that orange just like got right off. And it also becomes really easy to just move your colors around the palette. But if you prefer the paintbrush, or we don't have enough palette knives, you are more than welcome to use a paintbrush. Okay? So our first vocabulary word was color theory. What you need to know about color theory is that it is a body of information that we have developed over many, many, many years. It involves how to make colors, as well as what combinations of colors look nice together. We call those color families. Blue looks nice with orange. It also looks nice with green and purple. Also looks nice with some other tertiary colors. Gosh, blue looks good with every color. But the point is, you can arrange those color combinations in different ways, and specific combinations have names. We call them color families. The color family is combinations of colors with a name. Kind of like how human families are combinations of people with a name. You can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm definitely getting colors out. So the first color family we're going to talk about is primary. If you've heard primary in your history class, it was probably in relation to what kind of source you were using. So a primary source is maybe the Declaration of Independence, or interviewing somebody about an event that they went through. It's straight from the source. It includes nobody's interpretation. In art, I'm gonna have to move that over. Primary also means first, but it's color. First color, right? So a primary color is a color that you cannot create with any other color. You have to have that color. So if you're at home and you're painting a beautiful picture of your favorite thing and you run out of yellow, but you have all of the other colors, I'm sorry, but you are out of luck. You are going to have to get your butt to the store and buy some yellow, because you cannot make it any other way, unless you are willing to go out and find a bunch of rocks and minerals and berries and dead bugs that are yellow and crush them down to a fine powder and mix them with a medium like oil or water or acrylic polymer to literally make your yellow paint. You're going to have to go to the store. Primary colors. Notice I have arranged them in a triangle. We are making a color wheel, and I did have a wet erase marker. Gosh, this happens at school too. I put things down and I can't find them. Hold on.